What's up, guys? Welcome back to Fetta Facts. I'm Jerry Fetta, the CEO of Philanthro Wealth. These are not things I usually talk about, but I'm going to give you the unadulterated version of what goes on in Jerry Fetta's mind. And I apologize in advance for what I'm going to say in this video. If you don't like it, there's an unsubscribe button that you can click and you can stop watching my videos. It's very easy to do. I want to talk about freedom today, right? I was just in Washington, D.C. In case you didn't know, I've got a Washington DC shirt on, so you can see I've been there. It's my tourist thing that I got there. And I had a lot of trouble being there, actually. I went in and I was like, okay, like I was trying to be open-minded, but the only thing I could think was all these giant, beautiful buildings came from stolen money, taxpayer money. Like the government took that, provided nothing in exchange, took it from people that produced it and used it to buy and build these luxurious towers that they work in while the rest of us struggle. And it reminded me of like kings and peasants, right? Like I couldn't help thinking that the entire time I was in Washington, D.C., right? I didn't like that. So I was thinking about that. And so, a couple of things that I wanted to go over that are my thoughts today is the idea of trading comfort for freedom, right? And this is something that anytime this happens, you're going down a path of basically giving up, your freedom, mobility, options, choices in life in exchange for comfort, in exchange for convenience. And sometimes that's just not worth it, right? And so one of the things that I want to address that's actually kind of happening, as we have things happening in the world right now is central bank digital currencies. That's basically, we already have a centralized currency system, but this is basically on the blockchain network, right? Now, the thing about blockchain is that, is the idea of you have, this privacy and, you can't have that really. You privacy, but everything's documented. So everything's private, but also everything's documented on an open block, right, where people can see it, except for in this case, the people who can see it will be the government, right? They're going to be able to see where you spend your money. They're going to be able to say, okay, like you do this, you should be doing that. It can be then integrated in with, maybe, socio-economic stuff where if you voted for the wrong person or you've got the wrong companies you're flowing power to from a standpoint of spending your money with them, you might have your transactions blocked, or you might have your interest rates on your accounts lowered, or you might have certain things that impact you because of the way that you behave. Now, what was concerning to me is the leader in this race for central bank digital currencies, communist China. Right? Like that's who's currently like the leader in developing all this stuff, and we're currently copying them. Hey, what's up? Jerry here. I just wanted to give you another reminder. Grab my book, Blueprint to Financial Freedom. It's going to be one of the best books you have ever read on finance. I can promise you that. You're going to love it. It's also a free offer. So if you go to jerryfetta.com/B2F promo, you can get that now. Now, when I see a communist country doing something, communism, like literally like these people, like they don't have rights. They can only have a certain amount of kids. Like there's very, very high restrictions. The government essentially rules over them. It's very hard to get wealthy in a country like China. So when they're doing that and then I see our country following, I'm like, that doesn't look good. And I usually don't talk about politics. This is a bit different than politics. There's a difference between politics and freedom. Freedom is basically the ability to operate the way I want to. Being able to do the things I want, move the way I want, live the way I want without having others impinge on that. Others could be government, it could be other countries, it could be other people, right? I should be able to live the way I want to. As long as I'm not hurting anyone and I'm not doing anything unethical or wrong, I should pretty much just be left alone, right? And that's what I think freedom means. And so a central bank digital currency, we're setting ourselves up where we're trading convenience and simplicity for freedom. Right? Would it be more convenient? Yeah, I probably can pick up my phone and everything is right there and I can pay for things faster and it doesn't take 2 to 3 days to wire money from my bank and all this stuff becomes faster. That's the convenience, that's the comfort, that's the simplicity. What's the freedom? I now have all my transactions monitored, right? There's no more privacy in my life even economically. If I'm not following the right social principles, I might be economically penalized, right? Like economic penalties already happen. What do you think income tax is? The more money you make, the more we're going to steal from you. That's an economic penalty. The less money you make, the more money we give you for free. So we're penalizing the producers and rewarding the non-producers with the money, by the way, that we take from the producers. Right? I was in Tennessee at a gas station on a road trip. I was driving through. I stopped to get some really bad gas station coffee. I was warned against it. And I was like, don't tell me what to buy for coffee. I know what to do. And I got the coffee and it was terrible. But while I was in there getting my really bad gas station coffee, one of the attendants there, they were bragging about how their friend could get disability insurance. Because they don't work and because they have a physical injury, the government's going to give them free money and they qualify. And they were talking about it like it was this great wealth building tool. It's like, oh, I'm going to qualify and they can qualify and you might be able to qualify. It's like Oprah, and you get a free car and you get a free car, except literally you're getting a free car because the government's going to give you money and you could go spend that, right? So I was there and I was like, man, this is literally like we're rewarding the downstat. Like think about when you're in life, what you produce and get paid for is what you're getting rewarded for. So if I produce value for someone and I get paid for that value, that's fair exchange, right? You can hate on billionaires all you want. You can hate on the Bill Gates and the Jeff Bezos and the Elon Musks. At the end of the day, they don't get where they are if they don't provide value to the world around them. Bill Gates literally could be the evil guy from The Simpsons. It doesn't matter. I built my company using a Microsoft computer. His product did good whether he intended that or not, right? So he deserves to get paid for that, right? Now, what are we rewarding this lady for? Getting injured, right? Not working, right? Being someone that makes very little income, which means that she takes care of almost nobody other than probably herself. And not very good even at that. She's not donating money to other people. She's not providing jobs. She's not spending lots of money at stores to make businesses flourish and prosper. She's not investing to provide housing. What is she doing? She's getting injured and then consuming other people's production, right? Like that kind of person, we should literally put them on an island by themselves. That's my thought of that. But instead, I want you focused on how do you build more freedom, and you build more freedom through your own security. So the whole central bank thing, if you're like, what about the central bank digital currencies and what about this, what about that? The solution is set up your own banking system. Next, I don't want to interrupt you too long. I just want to give you a free offer for my book, The Blueprint to Financial Freedom. If you go to jerryfetta.com/B2F promo, you can get the book now. I'm going to let you get back to the video, right? Like boycott it. Don't use it. Set up your own banking system. If you need to spend in digital currency or kernels of corn, that doesn't really matter what I pay my bills with. What matters is what do I store my value with and where do I build my wealth? And I want to build my wealth with my own banking system, and I want to flow that through to real assets like real estate, like gold and silver, like businesses. And I want those to be things that provide good, valuable exchange to the world around me. Guys, when I was a financial advisor, I would sell mutual funds. And I remember looking one time and seeing that in this mutual fund, it was investing in pharmaceutical companies. It was investing in companies that build missiles to bomb other countries and build warplanes. It was investing in tobacco. It was investing in alcohol, like things where I'm like, I think about my son. Do I want him getting involved with those companies? No. Do I want him like, oh, we're going to invest in someone that's going to go bomb the brown sandy people because they live in the wrong border? No, I don't want to invest in that. Do I want to invest in, oh, let's give people mind-altering drugs that make them unable to function as human beings and dependent on things like electroshock therapy? No, I don't want to invest in that. Right? Well, what about tobacco and alcohol? I love a good cigarette. I like the flavor of bourbon, right? I'm not a big drinker or smoker, but a lot of people overdo that stuff. Do I want to invest in a company that preys on people's weaknesses to try and give them addictive substances that ultimately aren't good for them mentally, physically, or spiritually? No, I don't want to invest in that. So why would I reward those activities by putting my money there? So freedom is something we create, and we create that collectively. The more of us that take back control of our money, become our own banking system. Right now, my goal is I want the entire world doing this. We're starting with the United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico, and we're going to expand this into Europe. I was researching today, how do we get the banking concept into Europe? I don't think anyone has that yet, right? We're going to be the first ones to do that. That's my vision, is I want the whole world achieving and experiencing this financial freedom so they can live lives of abundance and prosperity in all areas, but that doesn't come for free. So freedom is earned by fighting. Okay, being aware, constantly being on the attack, constantly earning your freedom, doing things every day where you earn that freedom, and it starts with you earning your financial freedom. That's what I've got for you today, guys. Go earn your freedom. I'll see you next time. Hey, this is Jerry Fetta here. I want to thank you for watching my video, watching my content. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to learn more about the Blueprint to Financial Freedom and how you can achieve passive income that exceeds your savings, your expenses, your taxes, your generosity, and build wealth like the top 1%, I want to encourage you, grab a copy of my book, The Blueprint to Financial Freedom. You can go to jerryfetta.com/B2F promo, or you can click the link in the description of the video here. The copy is free. You cover your shipping. We'll send the book out to you, and we'll send you an email with a bunch of great bonus material also for free. Get the book, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on my next content.